After doing my first video with my new divided by 13 BTR23, I got to know the amp a lot more. So I wanted to do a follow-up comparing it to my two main amps, the Dr. Z Z-Rec Jr. and my Marshall 1987X. That's not to determine which amp is better, at least not for me, but to find out how they all compare using my favorite settings and different guitars and pickups. And it gives me an idea of which amp works best for what, and it might give you an idea which amp is the better fit for you. I will not show any playing because I want the focus to be on the sound. The settings on all amps are the same throughout the entire comparison, and I will not be using a pre-recorded loop, as I think playing each amp also informs my playing based on the character of the amp, which I think is an important part of this comparison. At their core they have something very similar, but all of them have their own character and frequency response. But to me, all of them sound good with the Firebird. Now for a brighter sound, let's switch to a Telecaster, which with these settings will sound a bit thinner and have less output. Here the BTR23 really jumped out and it sounded a lot different than in the last comparison, while the only thing that changed was the guitar, but it sounds a lot more punchy and hi-fi. So I'm wondering if I will get similar results if I switch to my Les Paul Jr. In this comparison they get a little bit closer again, but still the BTR jumps out a little. But now I want to compare with what I use the most, which are humbucker pickups. So I will switch to my Les Paul and test it in all pickup configurations so we can get a good picture of how they compare and sound using all of them. First of all, to me, they all sound good. The Z-Rec Jr. is a bit more smooth and squishy in sound and feel. The 1987X is more aggressive with a more pronounced mid-range. And lastly, the BTR-23 is big and punchy with the widest frequency range. But they all share the same vintage British character, and more importantly, they all sound good. I was actually afraid of doing this comparison because more often than not, other amps have paled in comparison, but after doing this, I'm digging the BTR even more. I'm thinking of making a third and final video about the BTR where I will use it in a mix with different speakers and whatever else I might think of, or whatever else you would like to hear. So let me know in the comments down below what you would like to hear or know about the amp. And while you're down there, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next time.